When we look at the vast, incredible world of animals, we often marvel at their strength, speed, beauty, or intelligence. But there is one superpower that defines the survival of entire species: fertility. The ability to reproduce quickly in huge numbers is nature's most powerful tool for keeping a bloodline alive against all odds, against predators, harsh weather, habitat loss, and even natural disasters. The first contender that stuns every marine biologist is the ocean sunfish, also known as the mola mola. This massive, bizarre-looking fish is the heaviest bony fish in the world, and it holds a record that no other vertebrate can touch. A single female sunfish can produce up to 300 million eggs in one breeding season. Let that number sink in: 300 million eggs from one mother. Unlike mammals that carry their young, or fish that guard their eggs, sunfish release their tiny eggs directly into the open water, where they mix with sperm from male sunfish. This method is called broadcast spawning, and it is a survival strategy rooted in pure numbers. The ocean is a dangerous place, and almost all of those 300 million eggs will not survive to adulthood. They will be eaten by smaller fish, swept away by currents, or fail to fertilize. But with such an astronomical number of eggs, even a tiny fraction, just a few hundred, will grow into adult sunfish, ensuring the species continues. This extreme fertility is the sunfish's only defense against the harsh realities of marine life, and it makes this gentle giant one of the most fertile vertebrates on the entire planet. Moving from the ocean to the world of invertebrates, we find animals that make the sunfish's fertility look modest. Invertebrates make up over 95% of all animal species on Earth, and many of them have mastered reproduction in ways that vertebrates never could. One of the most famous examples is the aphid, a tiny, soft-bodied insect that lives on plants all over the world. Aphids have a reproductive superpower called parthenogenesis, which means they can reproduce without a male. In warm weather, female aphids give birth to live female nymphs. No mating, no eggs, no waiting. A single female aphid can produce up to 100 offspring in a single week, and those offspring will start reproducing themselves in just a few days. By the end of one summer, one aphid can be the ancestor of billions of descendants. This rapid asexual reproduction allows aphids to colonize plants almost overnight, turning a single insect into a massive colony in weeks. They don't need to find a mate, they don't need to lay eggs, and they can adapt to changing environments faster than almost any other animal. This makes aphids not just a common garden pest, but one of the most fertile and successful animals on land. Next, we head to the Arctic tundra, a frozen, unforgiving landscape where only the toughest animals survive. Here lives the lemming, a small rodent that has become famous for its explosive population growth. Lemmings have a short lifespan, only 1 to 2 years, but they make the most of every moment. A female lemming can have up to 12 litters of babies in a single year, with each litter containing 6 to 8 young. What's even more incredible is that baby lemmings reach sexual maturity in just a few weeks, meaning they can start having their own babies before they reach even 2 months old. In ideal conditions, a pair of lemmings can turn into hundreds of lemmings in a single summer. This rapid reproduction is essential for survival in the Arctic, where food is scarce in winter, and predators like snowy owls, foxes, and wolves hunt lemmings non-stop. Their population booms and crashes in cycles, but their extreme fertility always brings them back from the brink. Lemmings are a perfect example of how fertility is a matter of life and death in the wild, and how small animals can dominate an ecosystem with their ability to reproduce at breakneck speed. Back in the world of insects, we find another fertility champion, the cockroach. Often seen as a pest, the cockroach is one of the oldest and most resilient animals on Earth, and its fertility is a big reason why it has survived for over 300 million years. A single female German cockroach can produce up to 400 offspring in her lifetime, and she only needs to mate once to fertilize all of her eggs for the rest of her life. Cockroach eggs are protected in a hard case called an ootheca, which keeps them safe from predators, pesticides, and harsh conditions. Baby cockroaches grow quickly, and within a few months, they are ready to reproduce. This combination of long-lasting fertility, protected eggs, and fast growth makes cockroaches nearly impossible to eliminate. They thrive in dark, warm spaces, and their ability to reproduce in huge numbers ensures they will keep living alongside humans for centuries to come. While many people dislike cockroaches, there's no denying their status as one of nature's most fertile and successful survivors. We can't talk about fertile animals without mentioning the brown rat, one of the most widespread mammals on Earth. Brown rats live on every continent except Antarctica, and their fertility is unmatched by most other mammals. A female rat can have up to 12 litters a year, with 6 to 12 babies per litter. Like lemmings, baby rats mature quickly. They can reproduce at just 3 months old. A single pair of rats and their offspring can produce thousands of rats in a single year. Rats are opportunistic eaters, able to live in cities, forests, farms, and sewers, and their fertility allows them to adapt to any environment. They are a prime example of how a medium-sized mammal can dominate the planet with fast, consistent reproduction. Unlike insects or fish, rats care for their young, protecting them until they are old enough to survive on their own. This mix of parental care and high fertility makes them one of the most successful mammals in history. Another aquatic fertility champion is the coral, a tiny marine animal that builds the largest living structures on Earth, coral reefs. Corals are colonies of tiny polyps, and they reproduce in 2 ways: asexually, by growing new polyps, and sexually through broadcast spawning. Once a year, on the same night, all the corals in a reef release millions of eggs and sperm into the water at the same time. This synchronized spawning event fills the ocean with trillions of reproductive cells, creating a blizzard of life under the waves. The sheer number of eggs and sperm ensures that fertilization happens, and baby corals can float away to start new reefs in other parts of the ocean. Coral reefs are home to 25% of all marine life, and their extreme fertility is what keeps these vital ecosystems alive. Without corals' incredible reproductive power, our oceans would lose their most diverse and important habitats. Now, you might be wondering, which animal takes the top spot as the most fertile on Earth? After comparing all these incredible creatures, the title goes to the ocean sunfish for vertebrates. But the true overall champion is a tiny, often overlooked creature, the rotifer. Rotifers are microscopic aquatic animals that live in freshwater moss and soil. They are so small you can barely see them with the naked eye, but their fertility is beyond comprehension. Some species of rotifers can reproduce asexually, producing hundreds of offspring in a single day, and they can go through multiple generations in a week. In perfect conditions, a single rotifer can become billions of rotifers in a month. They have no need for males, no long gestation periods, and no slow growth. They are reproduction machines. Rotifers are the unsung heroes of fertility, living in every corner of the planet, and reproducing faster than any other animal known to science. What makes all these fertile animals so special is not just the number of babies they have, but the strategy behind their fertility. Animals with extreme fertility are called R strategists, meaning they prioritize quantity over quality. They produce thousands or millions of offspring because most will die young, but enough will survive to keep the species going. This is the opposite of K strategists like elephants or humans, who have few babies but invest a lot of time and care into raising them. Both strategies work, but R strategists dominate in environments where survival is hard and unpredictable. Their fertility is not just a trait, it's a lifeline that has kept their species alive for millions of years. As we wrap up this journey through the world's most fertile animals, we are reminded of the incredible power of nature. Every animal, big or small, has a unique way of surviving, and fertility is one of the most amazing adaptations of all. From the massive sunfish producing 300 million eggs to the microscopic rotifer multiplying by the billions, each creature shows us that life finds a way to thrive, no matter the odds. These animals are not just survivors, they are masters of reproduction, shaping ecosystems and filling the planet with life every single day. The next time you look at a tiny insect, a small rodent, or a giant fish, remember that you're looking at a creature with a superpower that has kept its kind alive for millennia. Nature's fertility champions are all around us, and they are a testament to the beauty and resilience of life on Earth. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel